Alright, Adamus here. We got another team replay review
Let your battle begin.
of a game that we happen to lose. So, I'm not super comfortable with Kel'Thuzad. I think he's like a really, what's the word, like, high variance hero. And that's not to say that, like, skill shot heroes are bad, but I don't know. My feeling is that he relies maybe a little too much on skill shots and womboing to be like super consistent against good people. But okay, we're running to Hawk at bottom because Sky Temple, obviously. I think the lanes might be too far, and well, we have pretty decent wave clear. We might be able to do this. Yeah, we might not be able to fuck around with the eye. Okay, we leave Gray Main top. I think that means we should probably leave KTZ mid and just the two of us rotate, which it looks like we're maybe doing. Oh yeah, here we go. Speed boost pick.
Blue team draws first blood.
So that's cool. And also his wave clear is kind of meh for a mage. Right now I like the spot we're in though. I like how we're playing. Alright, but they're not doing their camps, but again, our team's pretty lackluster about the camps. Who would I send to go camp on this map? We could send Arthas. Greymane could do the Giants on his own, which means maybe KTZ should be top, so that way he can... Yeah, so Greymane's our main jungler, so he should probably be in the middle lane, so he can access either of these camps easily. And then Tahaka can pretty easily like clear the wave and just sort of walk back and help out a little bit and then return to lane when the Giants are up. And then when Greymane goes to do this camp, guess he has the damage. I think he just needs me there, so he can just not be like dead when he's done with it. So that means we need to leave KTZ and Arthas in lane. They have decent wave clear. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. This is bad. This is like we don't have a plan, like shining through. Like, oh, at the last second we're like, oh yeah, who's doing camps? Send Greymane. Like, and so we've got me soaking top. Yeah. Just need to get into the habit of quickly analyzing our team composition and deciding during the loading screen at the very latest who's going to do camps. And I think on this composition, because Arthas has a self-sustain, Dahaka has a self-sustain, KTC can clear from like the safety of towers, that it's got to be me and Greymane. And we got to do it like quickly. I'd say even that we should do the bruisers first, because they're so clearly going to die. Like at 60 seconds, 2 minutes ago, we should start the bruisers, and then we should take the giants when the 30-second warning comes up. And if we had done that, if we had done our giants and soaked all 3 lanes, or done our bruisers rather, they would have had to respond to that prior to the temples, which might have delayed them on giants, because they only did the one, just like us. And so we've just got like kind of a stalemate with the camps here. I think it really hurt us having, oh jeez, having, what should we call it, me doing like laning by myself. Still a little bit ahead on level. Am I healing now? I am healing. That's good. So we got most of the shots. Definitely more than half. So good route. This well. Yeah, we are. How many shots are left? About 10. A little bit, like a quarter, and the bonus. I think in this situation, there's a lot of value to be gained by sending the Hackett in on this team fight, because Thrall can't come support it, and we can rotate pretty quickly, and like sure, Thrall might take a tower, but we could get kills, and maybe if we get enough kills here, it could do a bunch of damage in this 5v3 or 5v4. What is it? Yeah, it's a 5v4. It could be a 5v4. And there's a lot of like bushes around this point in particular, so you can kind of pick your approach. Just a little bit of mid-maxing I think we could do there, because like Thrall doesn't have the wave clear to like really like strongly like push the lane in. Like if it's, you know, got a bunch of minions left and there's another wave incoming, like we have the EXP lead to make plays like this where we're ahead of level, so we have like a little bit of a stat bonus, and also we have greater mobility.
Pull back for now. A fitting tribute to your master.
Still, I think we came ahead on this tower phase, or temple phase rather. So yeah, me and Greymane. I want to see how this works. We don't really need Arthas, I don't think.
Thank you.
Alright, I gotta watch this.
Oh, some merch would hit the spot.
Okay, yeah. Even with like support here, lit, you're gonna want to like stutter step around, and like with your Q too. Like just work your way in a circle around these guys, so that only 2 can ever be hitting you. It's gonna make it so that even with me here, you're gonna leave here with more HP. And also, even when there's 2 of them, you can make it so only 1 can hit you. The other one's just constantly walking around to try and get within range, because they can't path through each other. And since like most of your damage is coming from autos, and the only damage I'm doing is autos, like the wizard minion isn't too big of a deal to kill like immediately and take a bunch of damage, because we're not doing a lot of spell damage. In fact, on my part, we could just eliminate the wizard early. And this is so minute, like it doesn't really matter that much, but I could pop my E right away to mitigate the damage that you're going to take eliminating the wizard, like tanking all 4 of them, and then switch to rotating around. And if I pop E right away, I can probably do 2 of them. It's trading a little bit of mana to like do the, on my part, to do the wave like way more quickly, and with you leaving with more HP at the end of it.
We're on top of the world, baby.
Alternatively, since we're doing it where there's nothing else up, we could just have you do it, and I could not use my E since you're kind of low on mana, and just have you back afterward. So we know Gul'dan's there, we know Thrall's there. This is bad. What's going on? Did Dahaka die or something during that camp? Okay. So he did die. What happened leading up to this?
I'm going to pull back for now. A fitting tribute to your master.
Oh, some merch would hit the spot.
That feels better. Thank you, healer.
Okay, you know what, we're gonna go through this a second time and just watch Dahaka. Like, so this is back where we were. Dahaka died, we'll cover that later. Giants are about to come back up. So, I don't know why we're abandoning this lane. The temple's not coming up yet. Our only other thing is our giants, which Greymane should be able to do. We've got this big wave pushed up on their fort, like, soaking the shots. And there's no, like, secondary tower here anymore. And we got 10. Why did we... we could have used this advantage so bad. We could have gotten these 2 kills. 3v2 with 10 advantage would have been so gross. What do we have? Sound barrier, explosion, and... yeah, as long as we got a good, like, route onto one of them into, like, the other main combo, like, this would be so easy to take right here. Not being aggressive enough as a team. So, yeah. Yep.
The light of the sun grows within the temples. Soon they shall bask in my glory.
So we're rotating Dahaka to the top lane. Okay, this is my bad. I should be looking at the minimap, noticing what Valise is doing, and yelling something that's like, we're not fighting. Poke and threaten, but do not fight, because we've got Dahaka alone in the top lane. Probably. Experience lead is even. Yeah, this... Who initiated that? Because they're a bad boy. Oh, here it goes. We're walking forward. This... This Frost Blast kills us. Also, the three of us walking forward with, like, kills us. Like, if we're back here still, you probably don't cast this W. But we're basically programmed at this point to always follow our tank. And, like, because you were our shot caller before, so I'm not even thinking about whether I'm supposed to support you. Like, or, like, call you back, reel you in. It's just muscle memory at this point. So, this is a 5v4. And we deserve to lose. And we have it called for Dahaka to come in. And, in fact, we shouldn't, because he's about to get this fort, which is incredible value. As long as we don't pick a fight here. So... Everything after that point is moot, because, like, who cares? Wow, this is great game sense, like great awareness that they're coming for you and that you need to leave. And just stop showing on the map. We even managed to steal some of the shots because of that play. Alright, so we're trying to get a pick on Tychus here. And we're getting distracted. This should be a kill. Too many people get dismounted and lose focus, and yeah. Yeah, they have 13. Just sort of watching the boss area. So again, we're getting value, like, but at this point, like, when they run through the boss into our territory, like, we kind of need to call Dahaka in. It would be good if you had, if Valise was watching the minimap and, like, kind of noted, like, oh, they're in our territory, I definitely need to be there, because, Thrall has hard engage, like, you can't just run away from Sundering, like, Diablo has hard engage, like, if he just gets within range, there's no, like, dodging, like, the Q, it's point and click. Wow, that was kind of a wombo. Like, the fear pushed us out of APOC, but into their loving arms. Yeah, I wouldn't even have dove in. Like, that's, like, very clearly, dead team. Surprised you make it out. That, I would say, was a slight misplay in that, like, yeah, I could have called for you to come down, but, it would be ideal if I didn't have to. I could just focus on making, like, macro plays. Like, if, what should I call it? If the minimap awareness was there. But I'll try to remember to call you in when you're playing, like, heavy global split pusher. That's smart. They're using this time to get the bruisers before the temples. And they've got the giants pushing up. So there's basically no way for us to come out of this positive, because we had to spend that time doing killing the boss. So now we can either, like, try to take these mercs and keep pressure off our building, off our lanes, and take a bunch of damage from the temples, or vice versa. Like, contest the temples and get the lanes pushed in really hard by these mercs. I think the call here is to contest bot, because this lane's way further back. Yeah. So since we're all bot, they invade our bruisers, which is really good. I think I need to go back here and see what was on our minimap during this whole thing. Okay. Because this is a good call, I think, is to go bot. Fuck these giants up on the way. Whoa, what was that? So yeah, you just use your Z to go from here to here and to try to get, like, a grab on somebody. Well, you have no idea where the rest of their team is. You're, like, really lucky to get out of this alive, actually, Felice. I have to blow my nose on the VOD. What I was going to say is, it would be ideal if we could have you warp down here. Now that they've shown on mid, like they've just done this camp, and they're taking, we saw a few of them on mid. What would be ideal is if we could have you on the tower here, around the temple, and the four of us, like, push this fort in, or start pressuring mid, and have more of a map presence, and, like, threaten around their temple. But, yeah. Unfortunately, that's not an option. Because you just used your Z, and now, what are you doing? Just playing mid? Yeah, well, not even. Alright, looks like you needed, like, a call from me or something on what you should be doing. I definitely don't need to commit this many people to the temple. It's just a waste of resources. So now we all have to defend top, and that's very, very clear at this point. Everyone should be backing. Yeah, we just straight up lose here. So now we're down a talent tier, and they've got a double bruiser push. I don't know if the mage like armor stacks. Be interesting to know. I wonder where he's getting this armor from. That's weird. But yeah, we're basically fucked here. So just real quick, I'm gonna speed through the solo laner, see if there's any optimization to be done. I think just go bot, yeah.
Select talent.
So right now we're at 2 minutes. Cooldown on Z is 60 seconds. We're getting kind of beat up here.
Oh, some merch will hit the spot.
So,
Select talent.
Oh, some merch will
Fountain.
hit the spot.
Death ill-advised.
okay, that's the first time you've used your Z this game. You've tapped Fountain twice, and you've used your trait twice. But you haven't used your Z. You could have used it 6 times this game. If you're not going to do it for any other reason, like, it is perfectly valid to clear minion wave. Well, like, it's important to keep track of timers to know when objectives are going to be up. But it would have been far more efficient for you to hang on to your essence for when you actually need it, and just use your hearth and Z back to the fight, or back to your lane. It's just a resource that you're not utilizing very much. Like, and sometimes you utilize it for like gank opportunities instead. Like, not right now, but there are definitely times in this map where there would have been openings for ganking, especially since you're on enhanced agility. I would say think about your Z more, and think about like, you're taking your talents for a reason, right? And I don't see you even like going into bushes very often. Like, yeah, when you're rotating between lanes, but not even like stepping into the bushes, like to create fear in Thrall, because you're like way more threatening when you're faster. Like you can get within range to like throw out your skill shot. You're better at body blocking when you're faster. Ooh, this is ballsy, yeah.
My temple's magic subsides.
Now, in that instance, I'd say backing was a little more risky, actually, because you could have, like, Z'd to another part of the map faster and more safely. Because the Z, you have to get stunned to get knocked out of it, but your Hearth, you just need to take damage. So if he had just thrown, like, his Q into that bush to check for you, you still would have gotten out. If you were trying to Z out. But if you had been trying to Hearth, it would have just reset it. So now that we're in the phase of the game where you have to really be looking out for when to come into team fights, and just like, what's the earliest that without a call from me, you could have been reasonably expected to like get in position? Okay, so
My temple's magic subsides.
say we're looking
Find
good.
something else.
We're looking good right now on your mini map. I'm locked onto you. I'm like looking at the mini map. All right, their team's kind of spread out. You don't have to worry about coming in. You should probably be looking, like, set your path on the map, and click over here and watch us, and then hit spacebar to go back when you need to. Leave your mouse over here, spacebar, go back. All right. Hold shift and go right click, and then hold shift E. Go back and watch us. Take the thing, come back. Right click here, shift E, go back. Right click, go here, spacebar, W, come here. Okay, Diablo's running really aggressively. If you were watching the map, or like if you were over here, you would have seen that aggressive movement, and you would be ready to you would be like waiting to see if you need to do this, and just position yourself so you're W. Like even if you're AFK here, you're gonna auto attack these minions. You're good. Okay, right now, like, oh, this is really aggressive. Okay, super aggressive. You, like, definitely need to be coming in. If you Z here, if you're popping out right now, and you grab Tychus and, like, pull him away from the fight, we actually could possibly turn this. No, I'm not trying to come down on you. Like I said, I should have called that a fight was brewing and that we could have used you. But if you were looking to like optimize your own play, probably like a little better mini map awareness and not like relying on other people, like on me to call your movement. So I think that's really the point where this game became unwinnable, so I'm going to skip past all this. Also, the play where you see from here to here was probably suboptimal. The last thing I want to see... Okay, was Talons. Wow, did not finish that. Kind of shitty. Oh yeah, that's the good one. There's no quest. Why is there... Whatever. No way. You gotta take Glacial Spike. What the fuck? It lets you actually chain people when there's nothing else around. And it also doubles the length of your chain. It's so important. Like, if somebody's, like, across map, like over here, you can throw down the glacier, chain it, and then chain them. It's like, so good. You have to be... Yeah, I think that's a must-take talent. Every 8 seconds, Kel'Thuzad's next basic attack hits all enemies in the area for double damage. Ooh, that is pretty good. But you have to finish your quest. On this one. Wait, no. What? This one. Oh, okay. I didn't realize these were all like quasi quest talents that like part of their value is gained after you finish your quest. That's cool. That's a good talent. Yeah, I think you need the Glacial Spike, mate. What else? Like this. Yep. Pretty normal. Huh? Standard. Pretty normal. Yeah, I think this is really good against our team. 75 spell armor on demand. Commandeer Odin with an additional 25 armor. Relentless, like, yeah, he's totally, like, just untouchable. And he took In the Rhythm instead of the bursty talent, where it's like doubles the effectiveness of minigun during... I can just bring it up. The normal thing to do is to take the bigger they are, and to use your D to chunk a tank down from 100 to like 50, and then like after using your E to dash in, and then queuing them the rest of the way, like, because this... But minigun no longer has any effect on targets below 35%. Well, you've just chunked them from 100 to 35, so you don't really care, and you just WQ, like, to, like, finish them off. But he's going for, like, the, I want minigun to last forever, and I want to stay alive forever, and so you just kind of have to, oh, man, being stunned, it reduces damage taken, yeah. Yeah, you can use CC to, like, peel his damage off, but we're really not going to kill him until his team starts going down. Like, the amount of armor he has access to is going to make, like, Rhaegar healing him, like, preposterous. It's either going to be, like, Thrall if he steps up out of position, or Gul'dan or Rhaegar. Like, Tychus can't really be the focus unless he's, like, crazy out of position. This is a really weird Tychus build. I think it like worked well against us because we didn't pay attention to it, first of all, and then also based on our team composition, where it's like Kel'Thuzad, Arthas, Dahaka, like there's so much CC that we're trying to utilize here. Thrall, Manatide, follow through. Yeah, basic old style Thrall. Talents were spot on for the most part. Mostly macro play errors, and then the one fight 4v5 that we took for basically no reason. We were about to get insane value, and then we just threw them 3 kills. Well, that's that.